So it's rather than saying no to your friend, you're saying yes to your wife. Or instead of saying no to your parents' dream, you're saying yes to yours. And I think that was an easier way for me to calibrate how I could say no, because I didn't have anything to say it against. It just felt like I was shutting somebody else down, but I wasn't breathing life into the alternative.
Yeah.
And for me, that was a really helpful frame in order to get over saying no. Like today, I said no to 7 people this morning that were all asking me for something relatively big. And that's tough. Like it's emotionally exhausting for me because I have to think about some nice way to say it that doesn't offend them and protects their ego, things like that. And so at this, the higher up you go, I call it the woman in the red dress. But do you mind if I tell this little analogy?
Please, yeah.
Powerful. So my favorite movie of all time is The Matrix. And there's a scene in The Matrix where Neo's walking in a training program with Morpheus.
Yes.
And there's all these people, they're walking past him in like the street in New York. And all of a sudden, this woman in the red dress starts walking, right? And Morpheus is talking. You don't even hear what Morpheus is saying because everyone in the audience is looking at the woman in the red dress. And so he turns his head and he was like, are you paying attention? Or are you listening to looking at the woman in the red dress? And obviously he says, look again. And he looks back and it's an agent pointing a gun at his head. And for me, the moral of that story is, at least as I see it as an entrepreneur, is that there are always these women in the red dress that walk past us every day, every hour. There's women in the red dress. Now, sometimes that woman is just like a beat hooker on the side of the street that's very easy to say no to. But when you've got no game and you've never gotten a girl, maybe that beat hooker on the side of the street looks interesting, right? Maybe she does catch your attention. But once you establish a certain baseline, it's easy to say no to the 2s, 3s, and 4s, right? But then there's another muscle being able to say no to a 6. And then as you level up, you have to learn how to say no to an 8. And then you level up and you have to say no to a 10, because at each level of opportunity comes bigger and not bigger. So hotter and hotter women in the red dress and bigger opportunities.